Get ready for the fast lane of the creator economy, where the stakes have never been higher, and the hustle is real. We are diving deep into the massive economic struggle facing African creators in Lagos, Accra, Dakar, Lomé, and Nairobi, who are fueling a $3 billion industry while fighting for basic survival wages. Despite their global cultural impact, figures like Kofi Dotsi are pulling back the curtain on how algorithmic compensation and systemic exclusion from global payment platforms like Stripe force talented individuals to build their own informal infrastructure just to get paid for their genius.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-Pack Screen Protector Plus 3-Pack Camera Lens Protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The landscape of media is shifting under our feet as giants like DSTV, BBC Studios, Netflix, and Spotify scramble to keep up with the audience revolution. We are tracking how these traditional broadcasters and major streaming services are now aggressively integrating digital personalities to maintain relevance and capture the loyalty of a generation that demands authenticity. You need to know how these massive media companies are using creator-led content to experiment with new formats while trying to hold on to the audiences that are already flocking to platforms like YouTube, Substack, and Patreon. The days of relying on a single brand deal are officially dead for the smartest entrepreneurs in the game. We are showcasing how trailblazers like Jacqueline Romano are transforming fitness pop-ups into massive income streams, how Jade Powell is pivoting her content skills into high-level agency strategy, and how Ali Grant helped Remy Ishizuka turn a decade of health content into a scalable business through Homebodies. You will learn exactly how these pros are leveraging their unique expertise into books, speaking gigs, and digital products to build empires that survive long after the algorithm changes. Finally, we are exposing the massive labor policy gap that the American Influencer Council just brought to the forefront of the national conversation. With Cornell University Associate Professor Brooke Aaron Duffy and other experts identifying a crisis in how millions of creators are classified as independent contractors rather than protected workers, the industry is bracing for a total shakeup in rights and pay transparency. This is the urgent update you cannot miss if you want to understand the future of digital work. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell right now to stay ahead of every single update. Ever wonder who really profits when your favorite Afrobeat track hits the top of the global charts? It's a multi-billion-dollar question, and unfortunately, for thousands of digital creators across Africa, the answer is rarely them. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on the booming African creative economy, a sector projected to hit $17 billion by 2030, yet where over half of its creators are earning less than $65 a month. It's a story of incredible talent trapped in a broken system. You have brilliant minds in Lagos, Nairobi, and Accra producing content that shapes global trends, only to see their work replicated, commodified, and monetized by everyone but themselves. Think about it. An Instagram post reaching a Parisian marketing agency or a TikTok trend blowing up worldwide, while the original creator struggles to pay the bills. It's not just a lack of opportunity, it's a structural bottleneck. Even basic tools we take for granted, like Stripe or PayPal, are often out of reach or heavily restricted for creators in cities like Dakar or Cotonou. It's effectively a digital apartheid, where your location dictates your ability to earn. And then there's the AI irony. We're seeing massive tech giants feed on African cultural data, languages, music, and visuals, to train models that then turn around and compete directly with those same human creators. It's cultural extractivism at its finest. The machine learns, the corporation profits, and the original artist gets nothing. But here is where the story pivots. Creators aren't just waiting for permission anymore. They are building their own infrastructure. Platforms like Seller and Chipper Cash are bypassing the gatekeepers, proving that when you cut out the broken, global-first systems, you get real entrepreneurial autonomy. So what needs to change? It's not about charity, it's about sovereignty. We need data ownership, fair pay that ignores geographical bias, and real protections for the digital labor force that powers the AI revolution. If we want a truly global creative economy, we have to stop treating African innovation as a free resource to be mined. If you found this deep dive into the creator economy eye-opening, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community on WhatsApp for more unfiltered stories like this. The future of the creative world is being built in Africa right now. Are you paying enough attention to who actually gets to own it? Ever feel like the classic TV guide is becoming a relic of the past? We are currently living through a seismic shift in how we consume entertainment. And if you haven't noticed, the line between your favorite streamer and that creator you follow on social media is blurring faster than ever. It all started back in the early 2010s, but between 2015 and 2020, the creator economy exploded, completely rewriting the rules of the game. Today, younger audiences aren't choosing between Netflix and YouTube. They want both. They crave the polished production of a broadcast studio mixed with the raw, unfiltered authenticity of a digital-first personality. So, how are these creators building empires? It is all about the ecosystem. Platforms like YouTube have become the heavyweights of video, while spaces like Substack are giving writers a direct line to their readers. Then you have Patreon and Ko-Fi, which are essentially the tip jars that turned into multi-million-dollar business models. These platforms aren't just hosting content. They are providing the analytics and infrastructure that allow a creator to own their audience. It is a brilliant play, but it leaves the big legacy players, the NBCs and the Netflixes of the world, scrambling to catch up. And catch up they are. We are seeing major broadcasters integrating creator-led segments into their programming. Why? Because you can't buy trust, but you can partner with the people who have already earned it. However, this marriage isn't always easy. For the creator, the challenge is maintaining that authentic edge while playing by corporate rules. For the broadcaster, it is about figuring out how to leverage a creator's audience without accidentally stifling the very thing that made that creator popular in the first place. It is a delicate, high-stakes balance. But here is the takeaway. This isn't a zero-sum game. The creator economy isn't here to kill traditional media. It is here to innovate it. By experimenting with these new formats, streamers are finding ways to bring in fresh, niche communities that were previously unreachable. Ultimately, the future of media belongs to those who can master both the scale of a global streaming platform and the intimate, community-driven nature of a digital creator. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the changing media landscape, smash that like button and subscribe for more industry insights. After all, the content landscape is changing every single day. Are you going to be the one watching the revolution or the one leading it? Ever wonder what happens when the sponsored post craze finally cools down? If you think being an influencer is just about chasing brand deals, think again. The creator economy has entered its entrepreneurial era, and the smartest creators aren't just posting content. They're building empires that don't rely on a fickle algorithm for a paycheck. Let's be real. Relying solely on brand deals is like living on a roller coaster. Between shifting budgets and unpredictable algorithm updates, it's a volatile way to make a living. That's why top creators are using their audience as a launchpad for actual, sustainable businesses. Look at Jacqueline Romano. Instead of just pushing products, she turned her fitness community into a pop-up event business. She's not just an influencer. She's an event producer who knows exactly what her customers want before she even opens ticket sales. That's the kind of stability a sponsored post just can't touch. But it's not just about events. We're seeing a massive pivot toward professional services. Creators like Jade Powell and Michael Lemus are proving that they have something traditional agencies don't: a social-first perspective. They aren't just content machines. They're consultants, creative directors, and strategists. Brands are desperate for that digital native insight, and they're paying a premium for it. Then there's the scale factor. Digital products, like courses, templates, and gated communities, allow creators to monetize their expertise without trading time for dollars. Remi Ishizuka's transition into her Homebodies program is the perfect blueprint. She spent a decade building trust, and now she's scaling that trust into recurring revenue. It's a natural evolution, not a forced sales pitch. Even traditional spaces are bowing to the power of the creator. Jess Bruno is crushing it as a paid speaker, While Jiggy Robinson's journey to becoming a published author proves that having a hardcover book with your name on it opens doors that would take years to knock on otherwise. Even the entertainment industry is leaning in, with dancers like Alex Wong booking roles specifically because their social reach can amplify a project. Often, the social campaign fee ends up paying more than the performance role itself. And let's debunk the myth that you have to be a full-time creator to win. Take Carly Chammerlick, who turned her content into a digital resume and landed a high-level corporate role. She's getting the best of both worlds, a steady salary and the creative freedom of her own platform. Here's the bottom line. Your follower count isn't your biggest asset, your skills and your community's trust are. The next chapter of this industry isn't about being an influencer. It's about becoming an entrepreneur who owns the relationship, the product, and the platform. So, if you're a creator, stop waiting for brand budgets to clear. What kind of business are you going to build today? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more insights into the future of work. Ever feel like the influencer industry is the Wild West of the modern workforce? You're not alone. The American Influencer Council just dropped their 4th annual report, and it's a wake-up call that the digital gold rush has left millions of creators without a safety net. This year, they traded in brand marketers for academic heavyweights, and the conclusion is stark. There is a massive creator labor gap that our current laws simply aren't equipped to handle. Think about the numbers for a second. We've got 39 million people in the US making original content, yet only about 1.5 million are pulling in a full-time living from it. That's a fraction of the total, and for those who do, the reality is far from the glamorous lifestyle we see on our feeds. Cornell's Brooke Aaron Duffy hits the nail on the head by calling most of us platform-dependent laborers. We rely on TikTok or YouTube for our entire livelihood, yet we're treated like independent contractors with zero of the protections that usually come with employment. And it gets worse when you look at the pay gap. We're talking about massive disparities based on gender and race, and most creators are still being paid based on follower counts rather than the actual sweat equity and professional production value they pour into their work. Loyola University's Jenna Drenton puts it best. Creators are simultaneously the product, the producer, and the distribution channel. That triple burden has no precedent in labor law, which is exactly why the system is failing. But here is the million-dollar question. Who will these new protections actually serve? As researcher Wangari Njathe points out, platform capitalism extracts value globally, but distributes security very unevenly. We're seeing early sparks of activism, like the Black TikToker strike or the push for a creator bill of rights. But we have a long way to go before policy catches up to the 21st century. So, what do you think? Should creators be classified as employees, or does the flexibility of being a contractor still outweigh the need for traditional labor rights? Let me know your take in the comments below. If you want to stay ahead of these shifting industry standards, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because if we don't start advocating for ourselves now, the system definitely won't do it for us.